We're talking with Michael+Medved, a nationally known radio host and a sometime movie reviewer, I hear. And he's here at the National Education Week. We were talking up there on the dais there about how we need school choice. What is your biggest and quickest pitch for school choice?
Well, basically, America is based on freedom of choice. I mean, what's made this country exceptional, and the whole theme of these meetings, American exceptionalism, is that Americans always had a choice as to whether they came here or not, except for those people who were brought here as slaves, but that's not most American experience. But we've had a choice about coming here, we've had a choice about where we live. Americans have always been the most mobile people in the world. We move to different places. The whole economic system is based on the idea that people get to choose where they want to work, how they want to work. They get to choose what they want to buy. And for something as important as education, for people to have no choice about the way that their own tax dollars, which they've paid in, and everybody pays taxes at one point to a locality that's going to be used for schools, for parents to have no choice about how those tax dollars are apportioned to help their own children is un-American and unfair, and it's clearly disastrous.
And I think we're seeing that, and as you said on the dais up there today, these referendums are getting denied all across the country for the first time in generations.
Well, they are, and basically, see, I think for most Americans, that great American middle, they're not anti-tax. We're not anti-tax. People are willing to pay taxes, and lots of taxes, if they feel they're getting their money's worth. And increasingly, when it comes to education, Americans are feeling we're not. I mean, we pay more per child in education than any nation on earth. And we're ranked generally 20th, 30th for that kind of payment. We can do better.
And we're loaded down constantly with silly things in our schools, gender studies and, surfing and crazy things like that. And it's showing that we're not competitive on the global market in education any longer.
Well, correct. They've kind of had to cut out a lot of that stuff because of the budgetary crunch. But the problem, and it's something we didn't get to tonight, and it's a real hobby horse of mine that I talk about a lot on the radio. We have a system right now where every child, literally from kindergarten on, is programmed for college. Bad mistake. College isn't for everybody.
Right.
And the fact that we put everyone on that college track means that there are a certain number of kids who are going to fail. We have the best colleges in the world, best colleges and universities, but unfortunately, a lot of people, up to 40% of people who start four-year colleges and universities don't graduate. What a waste of money! What a waste of life! What a waste of opportunities for people! And again, we need more vocational training. We need apprenticeship programs. There's a professor I had on my show named Alex Tabarrok, who teaches at George Mason University, and he studied the way this works in Europe. Germany has about half the percentage of people who go to college and university. But it turns out that their people without college degrees do better than a lot of our college graduates. Why? Because they do apprenticeship programs in high school. They get paid.
No.
While you're in high school, you get a part-time apprenticeship, you get money from the company, and the company trains you to take a position after you graduate from high school. And there's nothing dishonorable about that.
Right.
If our schools were doing the kind of job they should for our kids, they would be getting the essential elements of education before. I mean, it used to be, if you look at the high school graduation exams, most college graduates today could not pass. I saw one from Minneapolis, Minnesota in 1905. A high school graduation exam, most college students couldn't pass it.
Right. There's a radio host here in town in Chicago named Milt Rosenberg, who's fond of talking about how he, as a professor, would talk about ask his students when did the Civil War start, and they couldn't pinpoint that. It was in the early 1860s. Sometimes didn't even get the right decade or the right century, much less the right decade.
No, I'll tell you what's really shocking is a majority of American high school graduates, not university students, but high school graduates, couldn't pinpoint the century in which television was invented.
Right. Well, if we ask some of our elected officials, the FDR might be able to help them with that.
Right.
We want to thank Michael+Medved for being with us for a few minutes, and remember, his show is here in Chicago on WIND middays.
Thank you.